This video will reveal the influence of the 6 energy on your life by explaining the numerology of 6. The awareness and understanding you will gain from this video will empower and help you to realize your full life's potential if you have the number 6 in your personal numerology. This video is especially for people with the number 6 in any of their core numbers, i.e. life path number, birthday number, destiny or expression number, soul urge number, or personality number. A brief summary of the numerology of 6. The 6 numerology relates to the themes of harmony and well-being, serving others, family and or community, appreciation and being appreciated, and aesthetic beauty, as well as perfectionism, acceptance, disappointment and resentment, and also self-nurture and artistic endeavour. Any person with the number 6 in any of their core numbers would benefit from looking closely at these areas in their life. About the number 6. Natural properties of the 6. The first step in understanding and interpreting the meaning of the number 6 is to take a brief look at some of its natural characteristics and what these characteristics tell us about the energy of the 6. The 6 shape. The 6 shape is curved at the top and circular on the bottom, and is thought to represent a pregnant woman, thereby implying and symbolizing family. Having the weighty circular part on the bottom means its energy is more inward than outward, more yin than yang, so associated with inner needs, love for home, love for family, intimacy, restoring, nourishing and nurturing, as opposed to the 9, which has the exactly opposite shape, where the heavy part is at the top and whose energy is more similar to yang, i.e. more outward in nature. As we will see later on in this video, this interpretation of the shape of 6 is perfectly coherent with the numerology of the 6. Maths. 6 has 2 characteristics in maths which make it unique in numerology, which uses the numbers 1 to 9. 6 is a perfect number, i.e. both the sum and the product of its factors 1, 2 and 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6, and 1 times 2 times 3 also equals 6. Perfect numbers are considered harmonious and stable. Also, 6 is unique in numerology in that it has both odd and even prime factors, 2 and 3, so can be said to be the most harmonious and accepting number in numerology because it doesn't discriminate between odd and even and belongs to both. As we will explain in this video, harmony and acceptance are principal themes of the numerology of the 6. The 6-sided hexagon in nature. There's no more perfect example of teamwork than honeybees working in harmony to make hexagonal honeycomb. It's a proven fact that the pattern of repeating hexagons is the most efficient pattern for such a purpose, due to the fact that a hexagon is the shape that best fills a plane with equal size units while leaving no wasted space, beating triangles and squares. Furthermore, the pull of surface tension in each direction is most stable with a hexagonal structure. This principle is also observed in columns of basalt from past volcanic eruptions, snowflakes, insect eyes, and bubble foam. All of these examples, by the maths of forces and natural selection, have arrived at the hexagonal form due to its ability to most efficiently cover an area and to balance the pull of surface tension. This natural occurrence of the hexagon, the 6-sided polygon, ties in with the themes of harmony, perfection, stability, equality or justice, which we will see are all principal themes of the 6 in numerology. In addition, the cooperating bees provide the perfect image for teamwork and community operating in harmony and perfection. And as we will see, the 6 in numerology is associated with teams, groups, and communities. Astrology. The 6th zodiac sign is Virgo, and as we will see, many Virgo characteristics coincide with those of the 6 in numerology, such as kindness, sympathy, aesthetics, beauty, serving others, attention to detail, and perfectionism. The numerology of 6. Now that we have seen some of the natural characteristics of the 6, let's get to know the numerology of the number 6. 6 symbolizes the family unit. As we have seen, 6 is both the sum and the product of 1, 2, and 3. This is really interesting from a numerology point of view because of what 1, 2, and 3 represent. 1 represents leadership, independence, will, and initiation. 2 represents duality, balance, and polarity. 3 represents creativity, joy, and communication. However, these 3 numbers combined symbolize the basic family unit of father, mother, and child, because the father embodies the initiating energy, the mother embodies duality, and the baby embodies creativity and joy. As we know, 6 is generated by any combination of the addition or multiplication of 1, 2, and 3. So, numerologically speaking, 6 both holds within itself the family unit and is directly generated by it. 6 needs the family unit and depends on it for its existence. Once again, this ties in perfectly with the numerology of the 6, because as we will see, family and community are primary themes for it. The Venus influence. Every number in numerology is ruled by a particular planet, and number 6 is ruled by Venus. Venus represents love and beauty, harmony and grace, romance and pleasure. Venus represents receptivity to love and attraction, allows us to appreciate and be appreciated by others. It values aesthetics and luxury. You will see that all of these values are also embodied in the numerology of the 6. In numerology, 6 represents loving and nurturing, serving others, home, family and community, duty and responsibility, compassion and wisdom, harmony, justice, beauty, aesthetics and art, idealism and perfection, and power of vision. Every number in numerology has a higher and a lower vibration, the higher being beneficial and the lower being detrimental to you. So the high vibration blueprint for the 6 would be loving and nurturing to home, family and community, visionary, sees the big picture, magnetic, reassuring personality, lover of art and beauty, and flourishes with artistic endeavour, strives for harmony, seeks justice and fairness. The aforementioned qualities are what the number 6 represents in numerology in its full potential, in its highest resonance. At the same time, there is also the blueprint for what the number 6 represents in its lower vibration: lack of self-nurture, perfectionism, critical from impossibly high expectations, anguish, idealism versus acceptance, control and resentment. Meaning and interpretation of the number 6. Gaining new knowledge and awareness of the 6 influence on your life very likely means that you will need to step outside of your comfort zone and enter unknown territory if you want to use your newfound awareness to your benefit. You may have to give up something that doesn't serve you, which can be scary, but you must trust in yourself. An important note before taking a deep dive into the energy of the 6. The energy of any given number in numerology is always the same, representing the same patterns, characteristics, power, and potential. The only thing that changes is where the number appears in your numerology core numbers. So what is different between, for example, a life path 6 and a soul urge 6 is only the context in which the 6 is interpreted and applied. Also worth mentioning is that if you have multiple core numbers with the number 6, then the 6 energy is especially strong in you. Understanding the 6 energy with respect to its high vibration. As we've already seen, this is the 6 higher vibration blueprint. As a 6 person, you need to look to your heart. In numerology, the number 6 is all heart. Think of it as a heart on legs. The number 6 is loving, comprehensive, understanding, empathetic, nurturing, attends to people, and overall brings well-being and harmony into the life of people, and especially in the case of groups and the community, which is why it is said that 6 is a family number, is a number that looks after the needs of teams and the community. The 6 has a real desire to form a family or intimate group. The 6's purpose is to bring people together and to help and serve them. So, as a 6 person, you would do well to reflect on the current state of your life with regards to your family, intimate groups, or community. The number 6 highlights themes of well-being, understanding, and the needs of the members of these groups, including yourself. It's talking about the desire to have family and community operating as harmoniously, happily, and efficiently as possible. The number 6 is a social number. It's a number that relishes teamwork and is beneficial to it. People naturally surround the 6 person, always coming for advice, and the 6's nurturing energy. People love the 6 energy, they are magnetized by it and gravitate towards it, as well as the life path 6 person. The 6's emotionally nurturing quality allows people to feel confident in themselves, so that they feel supported, accepted, and understood by means of an intimacy that the number 6 strives to attain in each and every aspect of their lives. The 6 is always sympathetic to others' causes and concerns itself greatly about others and does its very best for them. The 6 feels emotionally fulfilled by helping and giving to others and finds its identity in doing so. Therefore, 6 is vibrating this especially nurturing and magnetic energy in your life, and it may be the case that there is an urgent need for it, or that you are ready to give it to others. Harmony. 6 is always striving to achieve a concordance, harmony, well-being, and peace. Always striving to guarantee that life is pleasant and amiable, something to enjoy and rejoice in. Furthermore, the 6 seeks justice and fairness in all things, which naturally complements their love of harmony. The 6 is highly idealistic and driven. The 6 is highly idealistic and driven, so the 6 person should reflect on this intensely harmonious energy to find where it is lacking in your life, or areas where you can inject this energy to your great benefit. Awareness of others' suffering. The 6 is very sensitive to the lack of well-being or happiness in others, and has an innate knack of detecting it. 6 is a number of deep emotional understanding, and very often without realizing it, takes on the emotional distress of others. However, 6 has a transforming power which can turn sorrow, melancholy and trauma into happiness and enthusiasm. The number 6 bears within it the message of transformational power, of the turning of anguish into joy. This is a key power that the 6th person should be aware of. Artistic endeavour. At the same time, the number 6 is a highly creative number that has artistry running through its veins. Artistic endeavour being a vital source of interior regeneration and fertility for the 6. In fact, artistic endeavour is the best way the 6 can nurture and regenerate itself, if it remembers to do so. The 6 has a love and feel for aesthetic beauty and art, and always strives to have pleasant and attractive surroundings in all areas of life, especially the home. The 6 is strongly drawn to beautiful, harmonious and artistic things, and has an artistic talent and taste for anything harmonious and beautiful, be it music, food or art. A number 6 person should always be mindful of their need for personal revitalization through the practice and appreciation of artistic endeavors, as well as how beauty and aesthetic in your daily life can enhance well-being and create joy. High expectations. The 6 upholds high standards and expectations due to its fervent desire for harmony, beauty and perfection in life, and the Life Path 6 person demands these standards first and foremost of itself. The 6 strives for perfection and always represents the highest quality of rendition, realization. People admire and love the work that the 6 carries out because of the high quality and commitment that it always injects into it. If you're a 6 person, then in some layer of your life, these high expectations are at work, and a great amount of your power is being focused or needs to be focused on them. Be mindful of your use of this capacity. Duty. Also firmly within the 6's sphere are the themes of duty, responsibility and obligation. The 6 will always carry out their duty and do everything that's expected of them. So it follows that the 6 person should be aware of these themes of duty wherever they are taking place in your life, either where they are lacking or where it would be advantageous for you to personify them. Visionary. And we must not forget the immense visionary power of the 6 and its ability to see the big picture, perfectly exemplified by the scientific achievements of the famous life path number 6, Albert Einstein, when he developed the theories of relativity, really one of history's greatest examples of using imagination to look beyond the details and see the big picture. This is really one of the 6's gifts, an innate ability to powerfully envision a project or goal and see it through into reality, always clearly seeing the big picture and not getting drowned in the details. This ability is tied to the 6's perfectionism in that it instantly sees the piece that doesn't fit in, and which prevents perfect harmony from being achieved in the overall plan. This important theme of the numerology of 6 resonates strongly with this visionary aspect in your life. It advises you to look to your power of vision for your goals, your ability to clearly hold your vision and see it through. Understanding the 6 energy with respect to its low vibration. As already seen, the 6 low vibration blueprint is as shown in the image. Frustration with others for lack of vision. Something that can quickly lead to frustration with the 6 is others' inability to operate at the same level when it comes to envisioning a goal and keeping the big picture clearly in mind. 6s don't realize that others don't have this ability and don't understand why they can't keep up. The challenge for the 6 is to overcome its impatience of others' shortcomings in this area by developing acceptance, and to always carry out its visionary plans with its nurturing presence and from the heart. This lesson for the 6 of acceptance is also applicable to all areas of life due to its idealistic nature and high levels of expectation. As a 6 person, make sure that to achieve your visionary plans harmoniously, you take others into account and accept their shortcomings in this area. In the same way, you need to develop your ability to accept others and things that don't quite fit into an idealistic viewpoint. Perfectionism and idealism. Related to the ability to see the big picture is the theme of perfectionism in the 6. As it is always looking for harmony, the 6 quickly sees the problem in something, the thing that is preventing complete harmony and concord from being manifested. It has a real skill in identifying this obstacle and always wants to fix it. Perfectionism as well as idealism are the principal sticking points for the number 6, and are the themes that the 6 person most struggles with. The 6 demands extraordinarily high standards, first and foremost of itself, but also of those around it, which means family or other intimate groups. The standards are so high that it is almost inevitable that disappointment and resentment is generated both with itself as well as with its family and those around it. The 6 is capable of doing amazing work and doing everything right, but because of one little thing that it feels could have been done better, can end up writing everything off as a failure and feels disappointed and dismal, when pride and satisfaction would be more appropriate feelings. This can be a constant dynamic with the 6. A constant struggle for the 6 person is to know when perfectionism is required or when acceptance of the imperfect is required to avoid disappointment and resentment. Perfectionism and idealism can be vital for your happiness until they become obstacles for it. A 6 person would be well counseled to look closely at this theme wherever it may have importance in your life and weigh up the pros and cons. Control. Also related is the issue of control. The 6's desire for harmony and perfection can lead to an attempt to control family and group situations to get the harmonious outcome it wants. In addition, the 6's tendency to feel disappointed with itself and those surrounding it can lead to criticism of those closest to it, and this criticism, coupled with the urge to control, can actually end up being detrimental to the harmony it so cherishes. Although the intention behind the control and criticism is worthy, coming from the heart and the desire for peace and harmony, the result is the 6 imposing itself on others. This can in turn lead to resentment and self-righteousness in the 6 when people react badly and the 6 feels it's not being valued. Anyone with 6 in their numerology core numbers is warned against imposing your idealism on those around you. It warns you against controlling and forcing others, and that if you do so, you may pay the price of damaging the harmony that ultimately you want to achieve. Self-nurture, self-acceptance. At the root, when the 6 arrives at this point of control and criticism, it's because it hasn't learnt to accept itself and others as they are. It hasn't learnt to see the beauty in their imperfection. But in addition, and perhaps more fundamentally, it's because it hasn't seen the beauty in its own imperfection, because it hasn't learnt how to put its own needs as a priority, and is burnt out from looking after the needs of others. The process of acceptance of others, which is vital to the 6's ability to exist at its highest vibration, cannot be achieved without first of all learning to self-nurture and to learn to implement ways to avoid burnout from attending to the emotional problems and needs of others. Only when the 6 can nurture itself can it begin the crucial process of the acceptance of imperfection, both in itself and in the world around it. It's imperative that 6 finds time for itself, where it's not thinking about the needs of others, but instead its own needs. Set everyone else's troubles aside for a time. This process is really imperative for the 6, and time for itself should be sacred and uncompromising. In the end, it's impossible to serve your family or community properly if you can't serve yourself first. Also vital for the 6 not to drop its vibration is to learn to ensure that its service to somebody else is being reciprocated by those receiving it. This is measured by the appreciation of the other for the help being given to it. If there is no appreciation, then the service is just one way and only nurturing for the receiver. The 6 strives to nurture the family unit, those close to it, the closer community. So these are the people that the 6 should make sure appreciate its efforts, as they will always feel the urge to help them more than anyone else. So any 6 person must ensure their own well-being before taking care of others. If there is a strong pull to help others in your life, then make sure you are constantly looking after yourself too. Otherwise, you may find yourself depleted and full of frustration and resistance. Learn emotional awareness. The 6 must learn to develop an absolutely immaculate emotional awareness so that it can process all these emotions. Because if it doesn't, the time will come when it becomes saturated from so much comprehension of others' problems, from attending to them and dedicating its life to them, to the point of collapse. The 6 will immediately somatize emotions. Straight after any shock or upset, the 6 life path person will experience turbulence and anguish in its heart, and it will take ages before it gets over it and settles down again. The 6 can become a nervous wreck, constantly worried and distressed due to always going to the rescue of others to avoid their suffering, and in the process creates suffering for itself and feelings of insecurity in all areas of life. As already mentioned, what will always be a source of regeneration and therapy for the 6 is the pursuit of any artistic endeavour or technique, may it be dance, theatre, writing, painting or photography, etc. This facet of the 6 comes naturally to it and provides it with a way to process all that worry and anxiety that has been absorbed in its heart. And so carrying out this artistic endeavour is something that is really not optional for a Life Path 6 person, because if it doesn't have this ability to cleanse its heart, then the heart will become overloaded to the point of bursting. A person with 6 in their numerology would benefit from getting stuck into some artistic pursuit, even if that just means spending time watching, listening or reading it. Even if you have never had any artistic side to you, the 6 invites you to try your hand, for your own good and for the dispelling of worry and anguish. Identify willingness to change. A final word of advice regarding the low vibration of the 6 is to be aware that often people choose to continue suffering, whether that be consciously or not, because they have become identified with their personal cause or drama, even addicted to their pain. The 6 is in danger of being dragged into this by doing their best to help someone that is effectively a lost cause, who seems to accept their help but really doesn't want to change. The 6 needs to learn to take a few steps back to generate a safe distance from others' dramas and only help up to the point where they can. They need to learn to identify others' willingness to change, not just their suffering. In the end, it's the 6's responsibility to prevent and avoid its own suffering by not trying to rescue people who are not ready for help. Hell is full of good intentions. Any 6 person must be very wary of spending themselves on lost causes. It's imperative to learn to identify others' willingness to change, at your own risk if you don't develop that ability. Things to reflect on to benefit from the 6 energy in your life. Until you realize the strength of the unconscious behavioural program that the energy of a number represents, you won't escape from the programming and you will keep on repeating the same pattern over and over again. So, given everything that has been discussed so far, some obvious questions to reflect on and ask yourself are you habitually processing your emotions, or is your heart bursting? Are you serving yourself as well as others? Have you learnt how to distinguish when people don't want to be saved? Are you imposing yourself on others? Does art and beauty have the importance that it should in your life? Does it bring joy? Do you practice some artistic pursuit? If not, would you like to give it a try? What is the current state of your family, community, or other group? Are they healthy and happy? Are you hard on yourself, or do you accept your shortcomings? Are you suffering for the lack of perceived perfection, or have you learnt to accept imperfection? Is the lesson of acceptance learnt? How is the concept of vision resonating in your life? Is it time to take action to see a vision through? Or are you lacking a clear vision? Also reflect on the themes of duty, obligation, and loyalty in your life. Do you have 6 in any of your core numbers? What facet of the 6 energy do you most identify with? We'd love to hear about it, so please let us know in the comments below. If this video was useful to you, please give it a like, and also if you want to be notified of other videos like this one, please click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. A numerology reading can be extremely accurate. We invite you to try it out using the link in the description below, where you can get your completely free personalized numerology reading. This video and YouTube channel may occasionally contain affiliate links, which means we receive a small commission on a purchase without additional cost to you if you buy something through our links. Any commissions we receive will go towards continuing to put out quality content on this channel.